and gentlemen, welcome back. Spread Those Wings, episode 270. God, we are almost at 300 already.
I know.
Our cholesterol is crying. Today, for all of you sneakerheads out there, I don't think it has anything to do with actual sneakers.
No, it was like a dive bar.
We went to a dive bar called Sneakers in Blasdell. I am the Buffalo Wing Butte. This is the Dry Rub Daddy. This is Rodney.
Rodney's back.
Back again. And we have a wing that could have, quite honestly, made it on last week's rundown of the weirdest names. The Googs.
Googs.
What is the Googs? I don't know. It looks interesting.
Smells good.
I've never seen a wing like it.
No, it's weird. It's super weird.
It looks like it's got chili on top.
Yeah. It's got a dry rub and like a chili sauce. I don't know.
But it's like a bright... You know, I don't... Fuck it. We haven't done this in a while. That is...
It smells delicious though.
Ooh, yeah, get in there. So yeah, that's the Googs. There's your food porn for the day. I'm excited to try it. But we also have I think that says medium, right?
Yeah, medium and hot.
Medium and hot. They do smell really good.
They do.
Mm-hmm.
Rodney, anything you want to say before we get into these wings?
Now I'm ready to dive into the Googs.
Let's start with this medium first. See what, I guess they've, after a slight delay, not of any fault of Sneakers. Right. Shout out to you, DoorDash.
Oh, look at this big boy.
She thick.
With 3 C's. That's a lot of butter. Yeah. Damn it. To another episode.
Cheers.
Not too bad.
It's not a normal medium. There's a little bit different to it, but not like a bad way.
No. I'm glad it, because sometimes like people get really lazy with mediums, and it's not that type of medium.
I'm gonna reach over here.
The meat is like tender.
Tender, but there is still a crisp to it for the fact that you know, it had a little bit of a travel time. It almost reminds me of the type of sauce how it would, like, soak into a chicken finger. If that makes any sense. Like, where it actually soaks into the skin of the wing.
I have a qualm with it, man. I thought medium was supposed to be a little kick to it. There is no kick to this
That's
at all.
my only, like...
It's a lot of butter.
It's more of a mild.
good. But yeah, it's more of a mild.
Yeah, it tastes good. It's just not... I wouldn't call it a medium.
No.
It's got me a little concerned that there should be a complete lack of heat with this hot.
Maybe they just go all in on the Googs, because it was $1 extra for the Googs.
I mean,
was it?
Yeah, but I mean, still
Well,
worth
on
it.
DoorDash. I don't know if on in-store.
They always up the price on DoorDash. Fuck you, DoorDash.
I mean, in
We'll never
all
be
fairness,
surprised about it.
decently priced wings.
Yeah?
$1.56 roughly a wing. We've seen much worse lately. I'll start this off. I'll give it an 8.5 and a crisp. Like, a little crunch to it. Could have been much worse for how long the time frame it was there. I'll give it an 8 on the meat. Decently sized wings. Actually, I'm going to go 8.5. Decently sized wings. Pretty tender. Not really anything to bitch about on them. Amount of sauce, I'm going to go 8.5 also. It's sneaky. Doesn't appear like there's a lot, but it soaks very well into the wing, and it like absorbs and kind of puts the flavor throughout. Flavor, I'm gonna go with a 7.5. It's my one real bitch point. Would have liked it to have a little more heat than it did. And price, I will go 7.5 also. Like, very good price wing, just not necessarily the flavor I'm running out the door to get. It's an 81 for me.
I can go. It's super weird that I'm not watching Sing or Sing 2 right now. So, I really did enjoy this wing. For it being like a very mild flavor, I really didn't mind. That's my only complaint about it. Crisp. I'm gonna go 8. Pretty crispy. Meat, I'm gonna go with a 9.5. Like, the drums I had were massive. The meat quality is fantastic. I can't really complain about it. Sauce. The second wing I had was super fucking saucy. I don't know if anybody saw me just like licking this shit out of fingers, but
Ditto.
I'm gonna go with a 9 on the sauce. Flavor, I'm gonna go with a 7.5. It's not too much of a medium, more than a mild. That's about it. And the price, I'll go with an 8 because it's a little bit less than what we're normally paying right now. It's 84.
Okay.
Rodney?
So for crisp, I'm gonna go 7. It was pretty crispy. I had 2 drums and they weren't too bad. For meat, I'm gonna go 10. I had some 2 thickies, so I'm not gonna complain about that. Sauce, it had enough sauce. It just wasn't spicy enough, so I'm gonna give it a 7.5. What am I missing?
Flavor?
Flavor, I'm gonna go 7.5 again. I would have liked it a little bit more spicy for a medium. It tastes more like a mild, just with some sauce drizzled on. And then what's the last one? Price. I'll go 10. 10 on the price.
It's going to also be an 84.
84, alright.
Call me the Russian judge to do this. Now it's time. You know, fucking feel bad saying it, but this is almost like the main event, and it's the second wing of the day. I don't even know what the hell to comprehend here. I'm just gonna go in. I'm gotta go one without a dip first, I think, right?
Yeah.
What is that?
It's for sure like a sweet chili or something. I'm a fan. There's a little Cajun in there.
There's a little Cajun.
That is like nothing I have ever had.
That dry rub's definitely the Cajun. This had to be like a combination of like, somebody's like, yeah, put this on there, put this on there. Like,
I think there's garlic in there too.
I have to go for that conker. I really like this.
Tasty as shit.
I'm just so confused. I don't know what it actually is.
I don't care. If you would have told me this was rhinoceros penis, I would still be eating it.
This is one of those weird wings where like you got upset about it, but really have no idea what you're eating.
Has a little kick to it though. Little kick.
I'm going back to it one more time here. I just...
I made such a mess.
You a messy boy.
I have no clue what I'm eating.
It's good. It's just such a combination of flavors, it's hard to describe.
Gary, you want to start us off?
Yeah, crisp, I'm going to go with an 8.5. Like, it was crisper in the last one, which was weird, because there's so much more sauce in it. Meat, I'm going to stay with a 9.5. There's massive drums in there. Sauce, 10. Like, holy fuck. That's a ton of sauce. Shitload at the bottom. Flavor one with a 9.5. So many mixtures of flavors, it's tough to guess what is on there. But, by golly, that is a good one. Price, I'll go with an 8.5. I don't mind paying that extra dollar for a wing that tastes that good. It's a 92.
Wow.
Rodney?
So for flavor, I'm gonna go with a 9.5. I think it was a good balance. It was a little like sweet and sour almost. Kick of chili in there. It was very tasty. Meat, I'm gonna go 8.5. Just because it could have been the one I got could have been a little bit bigger, but I see some big boys in there. It's kind of hard to tell. It looks like sweet and sour chicken. Price for $1 extra, I'm gonna give it a 9. Just because I don't like when they kick it up for an extra, you know, for an additional wing.
My thing is, I don't know if it's like that on their actual house menu.
I think it probably is. I mean, but I'm not even gonna argue. Like the amount of sauce they gave us.
Yeah, I can see why. Did I do flavor already?
I think you did sauce. I don't think you did flavor.
Flavor, I'm gonna do a 10. That is one of the tastier wings that I've had in Western New York in general.
And then crisp.
Crisp? It was pretty crispy. I'll give it an 8.
Gonna run in with a 90.
90.
I'm about to be all over the fucking board here. I'm gonna go with an 8 on the crisp. I do think that was a little crisper than that, although it had every right to be. I'm gonna go up to a 9.5 on meat. All three of the ones I had of those were fucking big. Big, tender. Sometimes you have that opposite effect when you have such a like thick sauce where it kind of ruins that meat.
Yeah.
And it did not do that. Sauce, I'm gonna go with a 10. You know what? Fucking, I'm breaking my own rule. I'm going 10.5.
Okay.
The first ever 10-5 in show history.
We've had some 10.5, but I only ever had one with sauce. Like, this is such a different, distinct sauce. And you would think with the fact that, okay, it's $1 more, they could really be stingy with this. And this
They're
is
just like,
fucking loaded. This is the equivalency.
You get sauce. You get sauce.
This is the equivalency of when the OG Jolie, myself, and Captain Cajun got those Cajun garlic wings from fucking the Candyman Pizza, or wherever the fuck it is over there. It's not the Deuce. It's wherever's next to the Deuce.
Caputis?
Yes. Caputis goes by the Candyman Pizza. It's weird. And it looks like somebody took a blasting fucking gun and just blasted it with garlic. But that was bad. This is the same way with how much is on there in the best way possible. Flavor, I'm gonna go 8.5. I really like it. But it's gonna bother me till tomorrow that I have no fucking clue what that flavor is.
No.
I've never had anything like it. And I'm gonna go 9 on price. Like, I will go back and buy those. Those are really fucking
What's crazy
good.
too is it's spicy.
It is. That's what I was gonna say. That is spicier than the medium.
I'm gonna go with a 91.
Does that put them on our specialty list as a top wing?
They might just miss it.
I know there's a
92?
Yeah.
92, 91, 90.
Yeah.
I think 92 is the number to get on. But that might
Rodney
help these
fucked
guys
up.
stay on, like, the top 25.
That's not as hard to get onto.
Well, let's hope that they don't fuck it up with these hot wings here.
Don't mind if I do.
These look more like a medium.
I don't think it's just Frank's, though.
Move this up so it doesn't.
And I will say this. The crisp is not absolute zero, which is a good sign. Anytime you have a hot wing, it's not fucking just...
And
Classic.
it could be Frank's, but I don't think it is. Whatever they do to it, kind of,
Masks it.
yeah.
I can't tell if this is homemade blue cheese or not, but I kind of fuck with it.
I do too, yeah.
I'm telling you guys, you got to start a category for blue cheese. It has to be factored in if we're talking wings.
I know. My favorite's been Mooney's.
You know, I'm not the biggest fan of Moody's. I don't know why.
Their blue cheese is phenomenal, though.
No, I'm saying they're blue cheese. I love their food.
Are you not a big garlic fan?
I don't. Yeah, maybe that's it.
Because that's it. It's a very garlic...
To me, it gives me more of a ranch vibe.
Oh, first time in fucking forever we've gotten carrots. Rodney?
All right, I'll start out. Flavor, I'm gonna give it an 8.5. It could have been a little bit spicier, but it had a little kick to it. And sauce, I'll do a 9. I think it was saucy enough. Not like overdoing it or trying to.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Crisp. The one I had was pretty crispy, so I'm gonna give that an 8.5. Price, it wasn't upcharged, so I'll give it a 9. And what am I missing?
You start with flavor,
Yeah,
and then sauce.
sauce. Or maybe I started with sauce. Either way, sauce and flavor are gonna get the same score, so I'll give it
An 8.5 again.
8.5 again. Yep. The tasty.
Get
Overall,
him running
tasty.
87. I will give it an 8 on the crisp. Definitely not the crispiest wing we've had tonight, but big but. We have seen hot wings be just destroyed by the sauce that is on it in terms of crisp. I will go with an 8.5 in meat. Again, decently sized wings. None of these have been like anemic wings. Sauce, although it was a pretty basic sauce, I'm going to give it an 8.5. Like, there's some bottom of the barrel in there. I do like that a lot. Flavor, I'll give it an 8. It's a pretty traditional hot. It's not an extra hot by any means. It's not, a burn your asshole hot, but it's pretty fucking good.
It's on par with like a lot of mediums, maybe a little bit more.
And, price, I'm going to go 7.5. Just like, it's a pretty basic hot wing. I'm sure there's other hot wings I'd go to before that. If I'm going here for a wing, I'm definitely going for that.
Yes.
I'm going to come in with an 81. Dry rub daddy.
So, I definitely did like the hot wing, even if it is Frank's. It seems like it's not. Sometimes people are just really lazy and they'll just do this. with
They
hot sauce
doctored it
powder.
up a little more.
Crisp, I'm going to go with a 7.5. It's not crispy, but it's the least crispy out of all of them. Meat, I'm going to stick with a... I don't know what I've been doing for meat. I think it's been like an 8.5.
It's been an 8.5 or a 9.
I'm going to go with an 8.5. Sauce, I will go with an 8 as well. I think there's a good amount of sauce in there, some bottom of the barrel. Flavor, I'll go with an 8. I did like it. And price, I'll stick that as an 8 as well. It's not too bad. It's an 80 even.
Yes, sir. I think they're going to have enough to catch the top 25. That first wing...
What is it, like an 82 need to get on there overall?
It might be an 82.5 now, but that first wing was around like an 80, right?
I think it was even more than that.
So then they'll definitely scoot on because that's going to average out around like an 83. That's averaging a 91. So they'll definitely sit in the top 25.
I like when places do that.
Especially without expecting them to. We went into this kind of blind.
Of the places that we've had that I've been on, this is probably my favorite. I will say that.
And it is a dive bar, so it's got that, like, vibe to it.
Kelly's Corner feel.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's
Like, you open up the
sometimes
door, it's just a storm door.
sometimes that's the best thing you can have. Like I said, I want to say I've been seeing that these guys have been making some noise on like Buffalo Wing Coalition and whatnot. So they're getting some recognition on
I
their
wonder if
wings.
you can get this sauce on, like, a sub.
Ooh.
Gary's checking right now.
I actually am.
I knew for a fact you were. You pulled that phone up fast. I knew you were looking to see if they had a sting or something to put that on.
Ooh.
Oh, God. I still have no clue what I ate with that, but I'm far from upset.
I'm delighted.
It was a good run. Far from being the worst thing we've had. I mean, we've actually had a nice little streak going lately. Including, fucking Wingstop not being bad.
Yeah, you've been raving about Wingstop since you had it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would eat it out of town. I don't know if maybe it's just, the people who are doing it up here have done wings elsewhere in Buffalo.
Yeah.
But, like, I guess the main thing, when I picture a, like, chain wing restaurant, like, I think of, like, Applebee's or, like, Wild Wings, where they have kind of those, like, flimsy, flaccid little wings. They're dropped for just the correct amount of time in flash cooking. These were not that. They had, like, all Buffalo-style crisp. And I was like, okay, that's all I could ask of that. Jared Allen, you bum. Cavs are gonna get sizzled tonight.
Think so?
They're without their 6-man and 2 starters.
It is not available, but I bet you could ask.
I'm sure you could ask.
That's gonna be your go-to.
Yeah.
Oh, Gary, you'll be around the corner from there soon.
I know.
These guys are located in Pennsylvania.
No, yeah.
Rodney, anything you want to say to close out the show?
Happy birthday, Lil. Day late and a dollar short. 2 days late, but Happy birthday. Other than that, no. Thank you for having me on. Always a pleasure.
I mean, we could always lie and say we recorded this on her birthday and it just came out on the day.
Then I would look like a shitty father. I'm recording a podcast on her birthday, but
it was after the party. It's fine. Dry rub daddy.
TikiTribeTVPro.squarespace.com. That's where all of our past, present, and future podcasts will be. All of our sponsors are on there too. You can also check them out. Instagram chicken_dippin' to get your purchase of these ramekins. There's different models, sizes, and did I say the code? 716 for the code to get 15% off your order. AWS wing sauce, Angel wing sauce, and the Blood of Jesus rib sauce. She saved our hides a couple weeks back.
Yeah, that was the worst wing we've ever had in our life.
ooh.
Oh, Nikki, 2 scoops. It's ice cream season.
Two
The ice cream is
scoops.
massive. I took an ice cream to go, and it was like a Chipotle bowl full of ice cream. I sent him a picture. I'm like, dude, look at this ice cream.
I can't finish
It
this,
took
and I'm
me-
like, I can.
It took me 2 sittings to finish that ice cream.
So now, next thing, we're going to do 2 dudes in the nudes eating foods, but it's just going to be us dogging to-go ice cream.
I'll do it in the bathtub, so we'll get it all over it. So.
Ruby has a small child-sized bathtub. I can put it next to the other bathtub. You can be in the bathtub, I'll be in the child-sized bathtub.
I think that's it for me.
Ratings. I was going to say something else, and I forgot what it was now. Shout out episode 270 in the books. Breaking that down in all reality, that's a lot of fucking wings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think we do this every now and again, but like, without
We did
thinking,
do some gimmicky ones, though.
but still on average, we have had over 8,000 wings on our show. Let's just break that down into
And I remember
comparison.
every single one of them.
I would like to say I do,
No,
but either you have to be really good or really bad. Because there's definitely some episodes I'm like, oh, we fucking did that
Yeah,
place?
right.
And there was just like, they were subpar at best. Nothing against them, like, if I were drinking there, if my dad was drunk, the Mike Franco, my dad was drunk and he said, Mike, let's order these wings. You ever hear?
No,
That was an on-air thing. That was how he graded Price.
Mikey.
If my dad was drunk and blackout drunk, and he said, Mike, let's get wings from here, I wouldn't be mad. And we just looked at him and went, what?
So what's your score, buddy?
What, did I score it? No, Franco, you didn't. It's just like disc golf. Franco, what'd you get? Yeah. That's not a score at all. Shout out to Jeanette at the beauty parlor. Shout
I
out.
always think you fuck up the name and I realize you changed it.
She did change it. That's what always fucks me up because I always want to say the therapy. Shout out to Andrew Nemhard for winning me some money tonight, hopefully. That dude's been crucifying the playoffs right now.
He has.
Shout out to Gary living in Pennsylvania, which is totally 2 minutes away from this location on Blasdell. Shout out to there's a draft in here. I should probably put that episode up. I keep forgetting. Life's been crazy. But because there's a draft in here, the NFL draft is officially over, which means I actually have time again. So that's been kind of nice. But I think that'll do it. Until next time, Gary, you keep on spreading those wings. We're going to spread your legs.
Essentially.
Peace out.
Cue the music.